So, Ronnie, time for another bit of a quarterly. I think they're kind of quarterly, something like that. A bit of a quarterly update to tell the good folks out there what we at Mantic have been up to. So, it's been a busy period. Isn't it always?
When do we have a quiet one?
I know. So, I think we should start then with Champions.
Yep.
So Champions has just launched. Some of you folks have got it in your hands. I've seen pictures online. People are starting to build and starting to paint, get some games in, which is exactly what we want to see. What's your thoughts, Ronnie? What do you think?
Well, all I can tell you is I'm absolutely spent half of the Easter weekend gluing together and painting Northern Alliance. So I think it's doing its job. I mean, this was really one of your projects in terms of certainly the marketing side of it. It came about a while ago. What's the biggest impediment to the growth of Kings of War? I think it's getting started.
It is. I mean, you've always said, and we sort of wholeheartedly agree, the hardest bit is getting started. It's your first game, and this, and I think getting started into rank and flank as well, and big battles has more than a couple of barriers. If you're new,
where we're sat, just look at it.
Exactly.
You go, okay, look, that looks gorgeous. Night Stalker Mega Army. Who doesn't want to do that?
Exactly.
You get it home. There's some hobby in that box.
Exactly. But you boil that down into 20 models a side, something like that, but with all of the flavour of rank and flank
Even
gaming.
more flavour in some ways. Because you've got rank and flank, then you've got these champions, that's why I've called it champions.
Yep.
These real heroes that are leading their army, leading their small unit, a couple of units and a big beastie each time. But we've given them background, we've given them some depth, we've given them some character, and they are slightly OP compared to what we have heroes in Kings of War, because the whole point of the big battles is they should be, the wizards and the heroes should be spice.
Yes.
They should be set at the seasoning, not the meat of the battle. Here, the champion...
they are the meat of it, and everything else is the spikes around
it. But they works as a whole.
Yes.
They are one of the major 4 ingredients on the gaming table.
That's it.
Probably 2 of them.
And then add into that, no list building.
No list.
Pop it together, straight out of the box, get it on the table. No spending weeks going online, asking everybody, what's the best way to build this? What should I do? How shall I get this going? To the point where you end up not doing anything. We've all been there. So yes, this is starting to hit tables now, doing really well. We've got the 2-player starter set, which obviously has everything in that you need.
So it has this rule book. There's no mini rule book or major rule book. It's got the rule book, it's got a paper mat, it's got the armies, it's got the thingies. If you want Basilians and/or Abyss.
Yes.
Basilians. Who says it?
I always say Basilians.
Yeah, Variety. That's there.
Yes.
If you don't want that.
Yeah. You can just dive in, get the Champions rulebook, which also includes all of the kind of the tokens for objectives, the little arc tools, a measurement ruler, the sort of rune tokens, that kind of thing.
MDF is tapped in.
Everything in there.
And on the back, you've then got goblins, Rob Berman's favourites. So mean and green. And then what have we got down there?
We've got down here, we have the Void Talon, which are the... oh, my mind's gone blank. Night Stalkers, that's it. I nearly said Night Terrors. That brought back some memories there.
So, and then every month thereafter, we're going to release another one of these for the next 6-7 months. So we've got Halflings coming, we've got Ogres coming, we've got them all rolling out, and we'll put an update on when your faction's coming.
Yes.
So the great thing is, and I said this the other day, slightly tipsy perhaps when I was on the counter charge, was that every time we go back and do a Kings of War army, we're going to put a champion set out. So I can guarantee it's going to be supported for, well, as long as Mantic's here, it's going to be here. So hopefully that's forever and ever and ever, amen. But... And the lovely thing is, because it revolves around the champion, we could come back to Goblins in the future, do a different champion, and configure that army with a new
a different company around them. So
and all I can say, I did start the Northern Alliance. It's gorgeous. It's so easy. It feels like it's a hobby project that you can start, middle and end. I'm doing the bases. I'm trying to get an ice effect, which I want to do for years, but. Yeah. This is the time to do it. So I do think people that are going to give it a try will have a lot of fun with it, and I think you'll either scale up into a Kings of War army or just do another Champions faction.
I've seen some of the comments online. There's people saying they're starting to do it with their kids because they found other games are a bit too big and it's not really for them. It's the right size on a table. And
when you're first in this flush of hobby and the gaming is so important and integral, how you flex and for competitive players. how you build your army list, and the 250 guys that turn up to Clash of Kings and play every weekend in the US, they like that flexibility and tweaking and adapting. For the rest of us, normal people, sometimes you want to go, you know what, I'm just going to take that, put it down, it's going to be equal enough.
Yes.
And I'm just going to have to not, and that's quite a liberation. And for us, it was a hard step to come backwards.
Yeah.
But actually, when you play chess, you just take the pieces out and play them, So having it balanced without having to add that level of going and getting your army list and adding some magic items.
Yeah.
Done. So
and I think it's fair to say we're still 100% committed to Kings of War full scale.
Correct.
This is not about trying to drag people backwards. This is about trying to get people in on the ground floor. And for some people, this will be absolutely everything they want.
Yeah.
And for others, this will be the leap in that kind of gets them excited and gets them into the background and gets them into the characters and they then want to go on and do more. So the Kings of War players that maybe think that this isn't for them, maybe it isn't for you. Maybe full-scale Kings of War is still for you. This is for those folks that are not necessarily...
And come join us, come and have a trial. And I think a lot of people join us with Halo. What else do we do?
Yeah.
Too much. Actually, this is lovely.
Yeah.
So there's been a big recruitment drive. This is a good one. And I'm going to do a little teaser here, a little reveal, a little leak.
Ooh.
In a few of the Champions boxes...
Yes.
And I forget because you guys designed it.
I'll tell you which ones afterwards, but you can reveal the
little
story.
There's a little piece of something.
There's a bit of a broken tablet, shall we say.
And if you collect them all,
then it will complete the tablet.
And then there will be a very big reveal about what we're doing next.
So you will find that in any of these company boxes. We intentionally haven't put it in the 2-player set because later on this year, the two the two companies that are in the 2-player set will come out individually, and we didn't want people to feel they had to have the 2-player set or they had to get them individually. So every one of these, the individual company boxes will have a piece of the tablet in. So as if you needed any more reason to collect them all, there's your reason.
Right. So they pick it up between you and your mates, trading, eBay goes. So that's Champions. Very excited. It's going to be literally in stores now in days.
Yes.
We took it down to Salute. Very popular there, and it's coming out. So get down, get online, pick it up, go play it, go and do it as your next hobby project. It's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
And watch online. For me, we've got a live stream going Tuesday nights for a few weeks running. We're just going to sit there and we're all super pumped with that and with Halo at the moment. There's a lot of hobby activity going, so we're just going to switch the live stream on and relax and enjoy ourselves.
Awesome. So you did touch on Halo there briefly. Why not? We'll move on to Halo now. So Halo, obviously another big sort of quarter, shall we say, as our quarterly as our update. There's been a lot happening. So we, on top of the fact that Wave 2 stuff is all released now.
Yep. So War Games, which is when you're adding points and choice, exactly what we were talking about just there with Champions. But this is now, we're starting to add that granularity for the more competitive player. So we're hoping we're not going to stop recruiting wonderful new people who can just take 4 models out and fire team it. But you are starting to now get that little bit of, I want a spanker, I want the grav hammer.
Yes.
I'm going to get some grenades, I want to fight this way. And that's come, came in and sold out, and we sold cataclysmically large numbers. So it's on reprint. It'll be in a month or two. Probably going to try and get it back in for around May.
Yep.
And on that, we've got some releases in May, which is kind of signifying the end of our Phase 1 Spartan story.
Yep.
Before we go into the Banished later in the summer.
That's right, yeah.
So there's a few things we've got there. Firstly, Master Chief available individually. For those that want him, you can pick him up now as a single model with his card, which is good.
So if you didn't get him as part of the pre-order offer, here's your opportunity. Oh, you didn't get him as part of the paid set as well.
There he is.
Here's your opportunity to pick him up when he's on.
You can pick him up. We've got things like the Force Org the trays.
Yeah.
So you can keep all your stuff together with the newly designed cards.
They work really well.
Yeah, they do. They just hold everything together. I was playing last night, and it's just lovely to have where these shields go and everything else lined up. We've got a revisit of the hard plastic terrain.
Yes.
In the first wave, we put a big set out. There is some Halo-specific plastic trays that's compatible with the Battle Zone range.
Yeah.
And we've done a mini kit, which has more of the Halo ones. So if you've got some of the Battle Zone stuff, you can just mix it. But it's more themed towards the Halo set, and it's a lower price. What the hard plastic terrain does allow you to do is start getting into triple and third and fourth level buildings. You can start having walkways it's a proper hobby project.
It is.
But it's quite an enjoyable one.
I was going to say it, but it is. Yeah. And I think it's one of those things that if you think that one particular scenario, you think, oh, I've played that, I've played it to death. You haven't played it to death. Once you start putting in extra height, extra terrain, it completely changes how that scenario plays.
And the game it plays, because that's what's one of the things that keeps Dead Zone so fresh, even with people with... So there's the hard plastic. It is not for everybody. In fact, it's probably not for most. But for those that want to take their gaming to a genuinely three-dimensional, this is the way to go.
To another level.
Oh, hey. And then finally, this is absolutely not a need to have.
No.
This is a want to have. This is Fireteam Phoenix. If you haven't get on and order these, this is the show special.
Yes.
So we had them at Adepticon and we had them at Salute. We will have them at the shows up until our open day at the end of the year. But we know some people cannot get to our shows. We know people can't get along to those things. And they're in France or Germany or Argentina. It's not possible. So we make them available for a period.
Yeah.
And everybody that orders one will get one. And to that point, even if you're in the US, we will cast these in the UK. And they will qualify as a UK product for tariff purposes. Yeah. So... hopefully, with the de minimis under the $800, there will be no tariff to pay.
Yeah.
But it's going to come from the UK, guaranteed we're going to manufacture it here. So you will get these. But if you want them, grab them now, because once they are done and the order book closes, they suddenly become quite hard to get the hands of. What they are is the 4 first models in the Recon set. The first 4 Spartans, Mark 7, Zvezda, Deadeye, and Brawler. Reposed.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want them sniping, reloading, running into a square? Beautiful, beautiful detail.
They look fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, and on sculpted bases.
Yeah.
So for the connoisseur, for the collector, for the painter, for the guy that wants to take his painting to the absolute next level and the zenith, modelling, these are the kits.
That's it. So just to clarify, in case anybody's wondering, their stats don't change. There's no change to how they play. They're just an alternative sculpt. And they're for the collector or for the person that has to have everything.
Slightly better material than the PVC.
So reiterate, you can buy with confidence in terms of tariffs, but you must buy it now because they won't be available to buy outside of shows.
We're going to produce these to order and then we're going to take some to shows.
Yes.
But the last chance to get these online is now. So do jump on board and get on board with those if you want them, because they're not going to hang around for very long and we do have to run them in batches.
Of course. And then I guess we can briefly touch on the fact we've got the Banishes up for pre-order now as well. They're coming in the summer, looking amazing, I have to say. Until I saw them in the flesh, and I've obviously been privileged enough to see them being sculpted in the background, but when I saw them in the flesh, it was like a game changer. They really do look fantastic.
And I think they'd suddenly start changing the way the game plays.
They do, yeah.
With the Elite Svengali and the Spartans. Now it's player versus player. It's the first time that you're going to have scenarios without respawn.
Yeah. We're
not as committed to that, but we thought, this is a good time to do it. Spartan, you are no longer in training and it's time for deployment.
It's war.
Don't get killed. These guys are going to make a mess. So that's coming. It shows how supported we are to the Halo release.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the moment, that is in the eyes of that storm in terms of the tariffs, but we will find a way through.
Yeah.
And certainly, if you're in the US, before we ship anything, we'll talk to you and let you know what's going to happen, and we'll give the option to either cancel your order or full knowledge before we do anything. So we're just going to handle that with sensitivity. The great news is Champions made in the UK, shipped from the UK. The Fireteam Phoenix is the same. It's all coming from the UK, and all of the Epic, which we'll do after we've done The Walking Dead, is also coming the same way. So you've got a few months before we have to address those tariff issues for your US
And just
guys.
briefly before we move on to Walking Dead, we do have the Halo app coming as well. I'm not sure which order these videos will come out, but we've done a separate video with the details on the Halo app. So we'll not go into too much detail here, but other than to say it's on its way and it's going to cover all the things you'd expect it to cover and more.
Yeah, and lots of it's free. Free rules are going up. You're going to be able to build army lists for free. You're going to be able to go to events. You don't need a subscription to go to events. You can run events up to 10 people for free. It's very much just an enabler to get more and more people gaming, and then there is some paid content up at the back end. But you're only going to be using that if you're a serious committed gamer or the certain. You don't want to buy rules. You want to get your rules that way.
Awesome. So Walking Dead.
Yes.
It's been on the on the boil in the background. I think it's one of those things that we've been saying we're going to update you on for a little while now. Now's the time we're going to update you. So Walking Dead, what's coming, Ronnie?
Just a nice big slug of new releases. You know, we've got this lovely community out there. It's a big community, and they want us to keep supporting it.
Yep.
We've got Magnus Group.
Yes.
So you can see where we are in the story arc. We've got Magnus, we've got the Hilltop under... I can't, his name forgets me. Hilltop. And when they first got there, Gregory. Is it Gregory in the Hilltop? I think it's Gregory. But yeah, the Hilltop. We're going to complete out the Saviours. All we ever had was Negan and his 6 guys from the Here's Negan game. So we're going to put the rest of his faction together and pad that out to make it a complete...
Give them a real faction.
Faction for those. And we've got a show special.
Yes.
Which again, if you order these, you can be able to order it online in that window. We'll produce to order and then we'll take it to shows. But Jesus is going to be this year's show special.
Yeah, and again, it looks fantastic. I haven't seen the finished model yet, but I have seen the renders of the sculpts. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, and he's a cool character. Yeah. And so there's going to be an all-in-one on there. I think it's going to be running late May and then delivery into June, maybe early July. But basically, The Walking Dead is getting some more love. Yeah. We're going to do some special promos on the big box starter set. So if you haven't got into it, great time to jump on board.
Yeah.
That set gives you everything you need to get gaming and more.
Yeah.
And, you know, as we do, it's a gaming system like anything. We're going to keep going and keep supporting, and we love it to bits. And more to keep coming. Yeah,
and so this is our first new stuff since the Commonwealth. So if you're a historical kind of Walking Dead player like I was back in the Kickstarter, that's when I first discovered Mantic, back in this Kickstarter back then. And
9 years ago.
Then this will be an opportunity to keep expanding on what you've sort of bought over the years. And if you're new to the game, there's an opportunity to dive in now and with some extra stuff as well. So moving on from Walking Dead, we touched about Epic Warpath, which I believe is shipping June time.
I think the Kickstarter's coming in June and then releasing into July, August. That's our late summer, and this is unapologetically for the slightly more bearded amongst us, the slightly more, this is epic scale battles. Yeah. You know, it was a fun Kickstarter. I think it's going to have a big life post. The plastics are looking stunning. Just I haven't seen the actual... I've seen a photograph of it, but they are better than I possibly could have imagined. I don't know if you've seen those.
We see, there was some stuff in the cabinets at Adepticon as well. Yep. I believe people were seeing. There's been a few photographs doing the rounds there as well. There's some stuff in the cabinets here at HQ as well. But yeah, they are looking. They kind of. I was not skeptical as such, but I've never really played small like miniature. 10mm, 12mm games. I always thought they were too small until I actually saw them. Then I thought,
exactly, you're getting older. But suddenly you get to a stage of your life where that's the only game you want to play. And the joy of you can spray them, you can glue them, you can clip them. It's a hobby project. And the super heavies just look brilliant. They do. I think they're the star of the show. They kind of came from nowhere and have dominated it. So watch out for that. We will do another video before then. Yes. But all things Epic is coming. It's looking very exciting. And we've got a summer of super great gaming, fantasy, champions, Halo, Walking Dead, and Epic. So all the major food groups represented.
So much more to tell you about next time.
But you won't be doing that, will you?
I won't be, no. This is my last ever video.
So you are off to Pastures New. We won't say where you're going, but we will say live on camera that, listen, we've loved working with you. You've been here as part of our Halo launch crowd. We've got a little gift here for you. So a bit like there's your invite to the thing, and there is, what year were you born?
I was born in 75. There you go. Not that I'm giving my age away there at all, was I? Yeah, that wasn't 1875, by the way. That was, Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed every moment of it.
Good luck, Andy.
Thank you very much. And no doubt I will see you all around. I'm staying in the world of gaming, so you will see me around elsewhere at the shows and things. But yeah, I'll still be playing some Mantic games. Don't worry about that. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Keep watching the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because there is so much more coming as well. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, everybody.